The weirdest professional sports. Hello and welcome back to another video on Sports Shore, and today we'll be taking a look at some of the weirdest professional sports. When you hear the words professional sports, what comes to your mind? Is it football, basketball, or soccer? We have invented and played many games throughout history that shows that we value competitions and contests to determine superiority as a civilization. While most of us knows various pro sport, some professional sports are weird if you think about them. In today's video, we shall be taking a look at some sports that don't seem weird at all at first, but when you realize these sports are professional, the weirdness gets to you. Stay tuned and watch the video till the end. Tug of War. As far as ancient games go, Tug of War is one of the most recognizable games on the planet. From Egypt, China, and Greece, athletes compete against each other in a game that tests teamwork and strength. But this is one of the weirdest sports ever when you think about it. On the international level, the Tug of War International Federation governs the sport, which has even features in the Olympics. The rules of this bizarre game includes both teams needing to have 8 members that works together to pull the rope. Tug of War is simple, since athletes can win matches via the best out of 3 format. For players, the objective is to pull the other teams towards the center line. While this sport looks simple enough, it's complex since the team needs rhythm and teamwork to excel. The best thing about the Tug of War sports is that the only equipment required is an 11 cm wide and 33.5 cm long rope with a plane and a whip ends. Since there are no ties in the sport, winner must secure 2 out of 3 pulls to take the match. Croquet. Croquet comes next on the list. Now, even the name of the sport sounds weird, but if you ask the World Croquet Federations, they will confirm that croquet is a professional sport. As a sport that was once featured in the Olympic, croquet is one of the most inclusive sports and was the first outdoor sports to embrace gender equality. While croquet is better known as a backyard game fit for barbecues and family gatherings, it's a sport with a considerable followings, professional associations, and clubs. Most croquet players start as amateurs in local tournaments hosted by clubs and build their skills and recognitions. General categories for croquet are single and double competitions. Team members drive 3 balls, blue, black, and green, in team tournaments as the other teams drive their 3 balls, red, orange, and yellow. Each player can hit balls by other team members, and this allowance makes the game great for teamwork, fun, and socialization. One peculiar aspect that you can only find in croquet is that there are different croquet grips. There is a standard grip, Solomon grip, and the Irish grip. This design grip ensures that plays by participants are natural and comfortable. Tandem racing. Bicycles made for 2 are rare in the streets, but they take bike racing to a whole new level in athletics. As a sport that involves 2 racers, tandem races are exhilarating to watch. The International Cycling Union defines tandem races as amateur events where 2 athletes maximize their speed and pace compared to individual bike sprints. For pro racers, tandem races are advantageous, since they can pedal faster with their double speed output. One benefit of the sport is that tandem racing has opened new avenues for blind cyclists. With a sighted pilot in the front, a non-sighted cyclist can participate and finish races that would be impossible if they did it as individual racers. This sport is truly for everyone. Solo synchronized swimming. Solo synchronized swimming is one of the weirdest sports globally, and it took 3 Olympics for the world to realize that a dancer couldn't synchronize on their own. In this sport, the dancer performs a kind of water ballet while synchronizing with the music. The sport, reserved for female athletes, was considered lonely since the dancer moved on their own while judges and audiences watch. After realizing that it was impossible to assess a single dancer, the Olympics expanded solo synchronized swimming to include duo and 8-person teams. In this new format, it's easy to watch synchronizing among the dancers and equally assess their ability to blend. In the sport, the primary goal is to satisfy the judge by executing the technical and free routines. In the technical route, the dancers showcase their mastery of predetermined positions and movements. In free routine, athletes synchronize with the music blaring from the high-tech underwater speaker. When you think about it, the sports require some pretty advanced tech and skills. Equestrian dressage. Dressage, a term that loosely translates to training, is a professional equestrian sport that is considered the highest level of horse training. In this peculiar sport, riders and their horses demonstrate their ability to perform a series of programmed events for the judges and audience who assess accuracy and creativity. As a sport, dressage tests the abilities of riders to train their horses to perform naturally. And in events, the riders fulfills various challenges. A top performer in this event has an animal that responds to guidance effortlessly and upon request. So, why is it weird? the horses are expected to perform in the events as artists, making them the show's true stars, while riders are responsible for training and directing the animals. Equestrian dressage competitions display the horse performance at different levels of tests. Earning points from 0 until 10, the performing duo aims to satisfy the test of every blocks to qualify to the next levels of competitions. Other considerations that affect the scores include the gait, impulse, and submissions of the riders and their horse, respectively. All these features indicate that the horse is highly trained. Race walking. And finally, we have race walking. Walking has been part of the Olympics since 1904. Race walking started as a pastime in the Victorian era, and when it moved to the United States, it was a spectacle sport for indoor arenas. For sports lovers, race walking was one of the most exciting sports since it demanded a lot from the performers. Race walking has a couple of rules that makes it a challenging sport. First, athletes always have to be 1 foot in contact with the ground, and if this is not visible to the naked eye, they are given a penalty. Another weird rule is that the athlete should never bend their knees during a race. This is a violation that judges assess. If an athlete gets 3 warnings, they are automatically disqualified from the race. At the Olympics, both men and women compete in the short distance race, while the long distance features men only. Race walking is so strange that it could make you rethink how well you walk in real life. Thank you for watching.